The rosary suddenly overflows with light. And as the light subsides, the next thing we see is... the appearance of someone new. He goes right up in front of his artificial intelligences and raises his hands. The light emitting from He's hands halts the codebreakers and vanishes them like magic. His overwhelming strength robs everyone else of all words. His work complete, he glances at someone, not at me, nor Magdalene, nor Ningirsu. Ah, I see. He's signaling to Mayumi. Mayumi surely realizes that. She surely realizes what it is she needs to do. With true sympathy, Mayumi hands the rosary on her neck to He. He takes it and slowly sticks it out into the air. Just then, a gate opens out of the air, and in it lies a port for a memory connector. That is, the rosary. He keeps his right hand as it is, and makes an identical gesture with his left this time. And in the same way, another gate opens up in the air, and there is Sin. And in her hand is a rosary. And then she points it to the machine before her. A momentous sound resounds. And at the same time, the movements of the wriggling, gigantic artificial intelligence slows down. Who would have thought the rosary would have that sort of use? I recall memories from the past as if viewing them through a zoetrope. One-sama had left Babylon, and the seasons had changed. The world was dyed with the colors of autumn. I had taken a break from work, and just happened to be gazing at One-sama's rosary. Almost unconsciously, I moved it from my right hand to my left, and I returned it to my right yet again. Each time I did so, the chain rang as its links rubbed against each other. To me, that ringing sounded like One-sama's voice. That voice snapped me back to my senses. Enlil, who had been working on something for a while deeper inside, happened to pass by. What's with this constant hostility? I turn towards Enlil. One more word and it's a slap in the face. Aya forced her way between us. Seeing that sad expression on her face drained the aggression I had just been feeling. Sin holds Enlil's arm as she pleads.
人それぞれ価値観があるわけだし、それを無理に相手に押し付けてもしょうがないだろう。
まあ、それはそうなんだけど。
くだらん。時間の無駄だ。
なんだと？それに、なんだかんだ言ったって、司だってさっきまで似たようなロザリをいじってたじゃない。
Anu teased her. When I looked at Enlil's chest, I saw that there certainly was a rosary-like object shining there. With a skull. That design certainly does fit Enlil, but it seems to be in stark contrast with One-sama's rosary. Enlil quickly hid it with her hand.
これはただデータを持ち運ぶのに便利だと思ってやっただけだ。そっちのロザリオとは関係ない。
Enlil quickly left with those words.
まったく素直じゃないんだから。
I tried to connect Oneesama's rosary to my biocomputer.
ここは
The place I ended up was unfamiliar, a spacious room with almost nothing in it. Enshrined in the center of the room was a large machine. It had a monitor and keyboard, so I deduced that it was probably a computer. It was quite different from the ones we usually used. Was it a new model? Its profound appearance didn't conform to contemporary style, like an extinct dinosaur. There wasn't much else aside from a small file cabinet on the side. I quickly looked up the link's address.
ここは http://exarch.com/members/executive/project/triple-x です。ここってエクサークの幹部でも限られた人しか立ち入れない超最新部じゃないの？
And I got this far completely unchecked. What secrets does this rosary hold? I looked around. Contrary to my initial expectations, I found I wasn't alone. I could see someone's shadow deeper inside. But who? It couldn't be. The shadow seemed relaxed, and not like someone on the lookout for an intruder.
Hello!
I tried to speak to them, but they didn't answer. But as soon as that person saw me, they gently approached. Despite knowing nothing about this person, I felt no fear, oddly enough. On the contrary, I actually felt secure. So I walked up to him too. We shortened our distance as if mutually attracted to each other.
ねえ、あなたはなんていう名前なの？
Instead of answering me, the person looked at me with an ardent gaze.
ちょっとやね、どこ見てるのよ、エッチ。
I placed my hand on my chest and swayed my body back and forth in a forced gesture. When I did that, he looked away for a brief second. It's quite embarrassing for a joke like that to go completely ignored. At the end of his gaze stood Enlil and Sin.
あれ？どうして二人がこんな場所に？
With those girls' hacking skills, it's not impossible that they could have made it this far, but... Oh gosh, did they see that sexy pose just now? I scratched my head to hide my embarrassment. I touched the rosary connected to my biocomputer. Right then... The rosary was acting strange. It never sounded like this whenever I accessed it normally. I tried listening more carefully. It was definitely the clicking sound of data access. But I wasn't accessing the rosary at the moment. Meaning that...
やばい、クラッキングされてる。
He beckoned me with a hand gesture. I frantically devised an emergency escape from the net. I returned to the real world, disconnected the rosary from my biocomputer, and physically isolated myself from the cracking. I got hit with a little surge current.
で出た。
I quickly checked it,
あっちゃ
but about half of it had disappeared. I reacted too late.
ー。もう、やっぱりろくなやつじゃなかったのね。話しかけなきゃよかった。
From that moment onward, I came to distrust the unknown shadow. He...
もう、悔しい。
あら、どうしたの？
ゆうべ、謎の人影にデータをクラッキングされたの。もう、本当にうかつだったわ。まあまあ、自分をそんなに責めても仕方がありませんわ。
ロザリオのデータが失われたか。それは残念だ。
謎の人影ね。それってもしかしてヒーなんじゃない？
ヒーって、あの伝説の？まさか。
考えられないこともないな。ヒーには良くも悪くもいろいろな噂がある。
データのクラッキングもお手の物ってわけか。
エレシキガルさんのデータをクラッキングできるなんて。
ともかくただもんではないと。 そういうことな。
そう言われるとそんな気もしてきたけど。
That's when Enlil and Sin came in.
いいところに来たわ。ねえねえ聞いてよ。
I recounted my frustration to Enlil and Sin.
そっか。
それは残念だったな。
For some reason, neither of them had much to say.
何？私の不幸がそんなに面白くない？いえ、何もそういうわけじゃ。
さあ、全員揃ったことだし、いつまでもくよくよしてても始まらない。今日の仕事を始めよう。
Anu announced the return to work as if to dispel the damp atmosphere, and with those words, the members each returned to their respective seats.
つかちゃん、今日も頑張ろうね。
On their way back, Sin grasped Enlil's hand in encouragement. On her chest shone the rosary Enlil had worn on her neck the day before.
あ、行こ
Enlil responded thusly. She then glanced my way. After some sort of chuckle, the two of them returned to their posts hand in hand. Were those two always that intimate? I've always had the impression that they got along, but never like that. For Sin to have that rosary of Enlil's must mean something had progressed in their relationship the night before. Well, showing affection for each other is nice and all, so that's all good. But what was that wicked smile Enlil had? Doubts remained in my heart. Those two rosaries are inserted into the two artificial intelligences like wooden stakes through a vampire's heart. He valiantly leaps into the heart of the artificial intelligence and recites some sort of mantra. And just like a summoner controlling a demon, like a snake charmer charming a cobra with his flute, he manages to slow down the artificial intelligence's movement. And with that, all the world's colors start fading. Everything in the monochrome world stands still.
すべてが消えていくの。
Standing in front of Asher's mainframe in real space, Enlil slowly unsheaths her sword. Her eyes gazing at Asher are filled with the kindness a parent looks at their beloved child with, but mixed with that kindness is a shade of sorrow. She closes her eyes, takes a deep breath, and grips the sword tight. She opens her eyes wide. Tears flow out of them.
自分たちが産み育てた骨。それが間違っているというのであれば、自ら引導を渡す。それが真の親の愛だろう。
And then she brandishes the sword up high. Shining at her chest is the same rosary as Sin's. Why? I thought she gave it to Sin back then. Sin still has it now, so why does Enlil have it too? But before I can ask, Enlil swings the sword down. And heralded by a booming sound, the sword cuts into Asher. That destruction is enough to reach the unified Marduk in cyberspace. The pain of that destruction echoes throughout the whole of cyberspace. The pain of disintegration, the sorrow of losing a friend, the lament of parental abandonment, all these negative feelings form a vortex. The three endowed with flesh suffer abrupt pain. Mayumi's left eye bleeds through her hands as she desperately tries to hold back her eye and her head.
Yumi-chan!
I rush over and try to reach out to her, but my hand just slips through her body.
サイバーアイ？コンタクトじゃなかったの？先輩の姿をただ真似ただけじゃなかったの？
Oh, that's right. Mika parted with her flesh first, so she didn't know that Yumi flossed one of her eyes. Nagursu holds back his head. Blood pours out from his forehead, his temples, and his ears. Has his biocomputer been affected? As for Enlil, her entire body welters in blood. Her arms and legs lose all function as she falls to the ground, and then her torso alone begins to writhe.
因果応報なのに
Is this retribution? They're all bleeding from their cyberized body parts. To think that it would come to this. My own voice is weak. I don't know what to do. I desperately scan the surroundings through a monitor just to get a grasp of what's going on. Everyone, friend or foe, starts writhing in agony, bleeding at the junctions between flesh and cyberware. It's like the epitome of a living hell. Hinata appears on the monitor. His agony is so intense he cannot even scream nor writhe, but merely faint. Asher and Marduk's laments. Enlil might think of this as feeling the pain of her own children. That's why she resigns herself to accept all of the pain.
Yumi, Ringilus, Enlil, minna shikkari shite!
The only thing I can do is call out to them.
もしかしたら、サイバーウェアの使用を停止すれば、痛みが和らぐかもしれません。あ、そうかも!
Since that's the interface between the real and the virtual.
試してみる価値はある。
Terror dwells in his eyes. True, it might be mentally taxing for ICs to disconnect from the net, but right now...
大丈夫。一時的でいいのだから、ともかくやってみよう。
わかりました。
ユミちゃん、あなたも。
The two of them grimace, but nod obediently. Just then, their expressions gradually soften.
どうかな。だいぶ痛みが引きました。
俺もです。イシタル様に感謝を。
Their bleeding certainly has begun to decrease. It'll probably stop soon.
ほら、エンリルも。
無理な相談だ。サイバー部分を止めたら私は死ぬ。私はこの痛みに耐えなければいけない。それが人に犠牲を強いた者の義務というものだ。
エンリル、すごい。
Enlil forcibly suppresses her pain, but the bleeding shows no sign of subsiding. It's unfortunate, but there's nothing more I can do for her.
サイバーウェアを止められさえしたら。
After a while, almost everyone's bleeding has subsided. Right then,
先輩。
Mika points to... Change comes to us inhabitants of cyberspace as well. Null after null loses their color and becomes transparent, their lives returning to mere data. And I am no exception. My legs lose all sensation. I lose the ability to feel that I am standing right here. This is kinda nostalgic.
我々もデータバンクへ戻る時が来たようだ。
そんな、お父さん、せっかく会えたのに。
私はいつでもお前のそばにいる。まさみと一緒にずっと見守っているよ。
Professor Shinosuke kisses Mayumi's forehead.
まゆみ、愛してるよ。
ありがとう、お父さん。
Mayumi sees Professor Shinosuke off all the way until he disappears completely.
私も日向に伝えなければ。
Dr. Aoi flies over to Hinata. He appears to say something, but can Hinata even hear it? He doesn't seem to be conscious. Just like me, he gazes up upon the final farewell of the Aoi father and son. Does he plan to do something again like he did last time?
一体何が起こっているの？
量子コンピューターのバックドアから侵入して内部から破壊させた。
バックドアなんてどうやってノイマン型で量子コンピューターにそんなもの仕掛けられるのよ。
まだ僕の肉体があった頃、 開発段階の量子コンピュータに仕様として組み込んだんだ。だからキーワードさえあれば制御できる。そしてあの2つのロザリオにはそれがある。それだけのことだ。
なんでエンリルのロザリオにキーワードが？お姉様のロザリオはわかるけど。
I look at Enlil. She's no longer bleeding, but probably lost way more blood than anybody else. Enlil, her face pale from extreme anemia, avoids eye contact with me at first, but eventually gives in and begins to talk.
あの時、ロザリオのデータをクラッキングしたのは私だ。
どういうことなの？
I thought it was he's doing, but to think it was an inside job. Enlil makes an awkward face.
リアルスペースで精神的なつながりを見出していたお前に、正直私は嫉妬していた。すまなかったな。
それは分かってたからいいんだけど、それとロザリオとどういう関係が？
それが、クラッキングした分は全て私のロザリオにある。元は一つのキーワードが二つに分かれて存在している。
なるほどね。それで両方が必要だったのね。でも、あなたのロザリオはシンにあげたんじゃなかったの？
それは。
Right then. Before anyone had noticed her, the fairy Lem had appeared from behind He. Lem smiles as He turns around to her.
私は、ここに、いるよ。
At that moment, a gentle light envelops the area. And with that light, Lem's form reverts to One-sama's, and He's to that of Isaiah's. The two of them lock eyes and hands. We finally met. You were right there. We will never be apart again. We will be together forever from now on. Through those hands alone, their hearts connect. The two of them embrace and bask in each other's warmth. In the joy of coming together, their forms fade away. The two of them look down upon us. Thank you. With a wink expressing gratitude, they fade away into the air, still in each other's embrace. And then Enigma ruptures, scattering Ringer's solution everywhere as a single woman comes out from within. And I hurriedly fly as close as I can to get a good look at her face.
お姉様。
Tears pour out of One-sama's eyes. A dazzling light rains down to the ground beneath. And down below, I can see a field flowing with life.
私たちにも、そろそろその時が来たみたいね。先輩、私、少し怖いです。
I embrace Mika. Even though she's died once before, annihilation really is frightening after all. I'm the same way.
よしよし。大丈夫だから、私もそばにいるし。
I wrap my arms around Mika's waist as I say that. When I remember all the times she's embraced me, it's a little embarrassing.
先輩、私もずっと先輩と一緒です。
Mika finally smiles. Looks like she's prepared herself.
さて、
We can probably only manage a few more words. So there's something we must tell Mayumi and the others. Although the blood has stopped seeping out of Mayumi's left eye, tears have started to seep out of her right eye instead, and... Nigirsu stares dumbfounded as well.
泣かないで。これは運命なの。
I'm on the verge of tears myself, but I endure it and give the biggest smile I can muster.
自分が信じること、大事なことを諦めないで。だって、あなたたちは生きているんだから。生きている限り、夢を追い求めて。
夢？でも、俺の夢とは。
探しなさい。きっといつか必ず見つかるわ。生きているあなたたちが先輩の行為を無にしたら絶対許さないからね。分かってる。タンムーズみたいに、コウスケくんみたいに死に際になって告白するなんて間違ってるから。それが間違ってるって二人は教えてくれたから。だから勇気を出して自分から言おう。大好きなあの人に。そう、後悔しないようにね。それでいいのよ。さあ、行きなさい。
That's the spirit. Live life to the fullest, Yumi. Both your share and mine. For whom have my arms labored? What? Ushinabi. For whom has my heart's blood roiled? I have not secured any good deed for myself, but done a good deed for the lion of the ground. Now the high waters are coursing 20 leagues distant. I will turn back and leave the boat by the shore. I have an idea what that might be from, even though I've never read it, but... Oh yeah, I was right. The Epic of Gilgamesh, Tablet 10, lines 292 through 300.
"少しも見えないくらい夜、何も聞こえない静寂の夜、君は言ったね、どんなに辛くて寂しい夜でもいつかは明ける。今闇が払われ夜が明ける、太陽と共に産声を上げるの、ずっと夢の中探し続けた大切な時を連れて、交わした約束をずっと信じて胸にしまっていた。だから穏やかに眠っていられた。もし目覚めたらあなたに会えるとわずかな希望に全てを託した。今風が立ち込み時が動く、嬉しさとともに産声を上げるの、ずっと君の中歩き続けた大切な光抱いて。さあ急ごう、もう夜が明ける。木々の青さ、雲の優しさ、水の冷たさ、炎の力強さ、なくしたも